I'm very bitter about this one, so we're going straight Campari on the rocks today. What's up, cinema fans? Welcome back to Sips and Flicks at Rob's Home Bar, where we review movies and shows. And today we're reviewing the finale to The Acolyte Season 1. Ooh, that is bitter. So the beginning of this one, it actually starts off not too bad, you know. I mean, everyone's heading back to Brendok. You've got Sol with May. You've got Chimere and Osha taken off too, and then Vernestra's going there as well. And everyone's heading back to Brendok for his big final kind of reveal showdown thing. Anyways, on their way there, May steals a little like escape pod or shuttlecraft, and for some reason Sol once again just can't stop her. You know, he saw her run into the thing and shut the door. He couldn't just go, you know, block the door. But whatever, you know, his powers only work when the plot demands it. Anyway, so May gets there first, then Sol's running around yelling, May! Chimere and Osha show up, and Chimere does his little vanishing routine again, and then he finds Sol, and then they start fighting, and this has to be the best part of the episode, the fight scene. I gotta say, the lightsaber dueling in The Acolyte, I really like it. You know, a couple moments in episode 3 that I didn't like, but this episode, top-notch lightsaber dueling. There was one fight between Osha and May that just once again felt way too kung fu. And it wasn't just the choreography that I didn't like, but this is supposed to be a very emotional fight. And one thing that I don't like in martial arts films, any film that has choreography, is when a fight is very emotionally driven, when you're fighting out of absolute rage and absolute raw emotion, your moves are not going to be precise, like if you're training in a dojo, you know, doing this. So like Osha and May start fighting because, you know, May just told her that Sol killed their mother, and Osha's like, yeah, and then she runs at her and starts fighting. But then you would expect these big punches and shoves and whatever because she's furious, but instead it's ha, 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 ha. Like no fight would look that choreographed if it was fueled by raw emotion. So that fight just took me way out. First of all, one, I've already discussed in the last video how I don't like the Jedi Kung Fu, but the choreography does not fit the emotion. So didn't like that. But Sol and Chimere's fight, top-notch, fantastic, really like that. After their fight, though, this is where the episode just kind of goes off the rails. May and Osha show up, and this is where May's like telling Sol, like, tell her that you killed our mother. And then first of all, tell her why. She turned into a freaking demon monster. Like, seriously, that's why you stabbed her. Like, it's not like she was just walking along and he's like, ah, you know, like she's turned into a freaking demon monster. She did that elongated like demon face that you see in all the movies. And then May or Osha and May, I guess it was May starts like evaporating, like she's disintegrating, like Mother Anastasia is like taking her with her wherever she's going. And of course, Sol's reaction is going to be, holy shit, demon lady, go away, die. Yeah, but he doesn't bring any of that up. He's just like, I'm sorry, I killed your mother. I thought I was doing the right thing. Anyways, and then Osha goes and freaking all of a sudden she can use the dark side and does a forced choke and freaking kills Sol. And he's just like, it's okay. Let me die. So if they're the same person split into two, shouldn't they have the same abilities? Why is Osha all of a sudden super powerful and May, who actually trained with Chimere in the dark side, can't do these things? Meanwhile, Vernestra's coming over, and we get a confirmation that the whip marks on the back of Chimere's back are in fact whip marks from Jedi Lady with the whip, with the light whip. So yeah, so she's got evil, horrible, corrupt Jedi written all over her. I don't trust that woman. I don't understand why she's supposed to be such this good character in the High Republic. So then they go searching for May and Osha, who have this little moment of reuniting, which again, their character arcs are so confusing throughout this whole series. They never really give us a reason to really care for them. They switch sides. Their allegiances are just all over the place. It makes no sense. So Khmer finds them, says, okay, the Jedi will find you in a matter of moments, so we need to decide what are we doing. And then she's just like, I'll train with you and leave my sister here. Why? Again, why? Like, why is she going to turn herself into the Jedi now? What is the point of all this? Why can't, if your point is to get away, why don't you both leave with Chimera and whatever? Wasn't the whole point of you reuniting to be together? Now all of a sudden you're like, okay, now I'll go with you, and then they can take her. Just wipe her mind first so they can't find us. And then she's like, I will find you, but you're gonna wipe my mind. They don't give us any reason why this has to happen, why she has to be left behind. But anyways, that's what they do. He wipes her mind, which apparently is a new Jedi power that we've never heard of before. And then they take off, and then the Jedi capture her. And then in the most idiotic, stupid part of the episode, the entire cover-up is they're going to blame this whole thing on Saul. They went to Brendok, they killed the witches, and then later on, he decided to kill all of them to cover it up. So he's just this rogue bad Jedi. So they blame literally everyone on the one character who was like halfway decent in this whole show. Yeah, it's that nuts. It's that crazy. And then this final kind of like riding off into the sunset scene, we've got Khmer and Osha now back on the whatever Sith planet, whatever it is, and they kind of start holding hands, and then it pans back. Again, it's like, what? So we're supposed to believe they're the new like Sith Lords and they're good. Meanwhile, the Jedi have just covered up everything and blamed everything on Saul as a rogue Jedi. So I assume that's why they are unaware of the Sith 100 years later. But Master Vernestra, she's aware. She's the one covering all this up. And then in a weird kind of after mid-credit roll, we see her go in and have a meeting with none other than Jedi Master Yoda. Hopefully he's going to slap some sense into her, but that is a tale for another season that I hope we do not get. So there it is. I'll probably do a video of like some further thoughts on the whole series as a whole later on, but that was the finale. It started, I don't want to say strong, but it started mid and then had a really cool fight scene and then just kind of downward spiraled into a crash landing near the end. So many questions unanswered. I still don't know why all those witches died. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. And then I don't know what May and Osha wanted. I don't know why they had to split up in the end. I don't know why they had to blame everything on Saul instead of just tell the council what the fuck happened. What the fuck really happened. So maybe you can prepare next time, when the Sith really do come back. Oh, and I should mention there's one scene where we get a little glimpse of Darth Plagueis. So I'm assuming this is them hinting that he gets the idea for creating life from Osha and May, and he's like, I could do that myself, and eventually create Anakin Skywalker there. So yeah, neat little way to work your story into the main plot line of all the Star Wars movies and make these characters more important. Yay. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Obviously, quite bitter on the subject. Look, I love Star Wars. I hope we get better projects in the future. I hope they realize that this was not a good Star Wars story and they don't give us a season 2 and focus on better stories in the future. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.